Hey guys, what's up? It's Cedar Flags here. I am at Kings Island with another YouTuber that I'm a big fan of. His name is Coaster Media. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
That is great. I'm doing it perfect. This is my first time ever at Kings Island, but it is supposedly one of his home parks, so I have a few questions for him.
All right.
So, first things first, what's your favorite coaster here overall?
Overall, it would be the Voyage at Holiday World that I rode just a few days ago.
No, I meant at Kings Island.
Oh, you said overall. Oh, at Kings Island. Oops. Well, Diamondback is #1 at Kings Island. And it's been my actual #1 for a few years until I rode Voyage. But Diamondback, it's pretty smooth. Rattle's not really noticeable. Gives a amazing amount of airtime. And it's really good airtime.
I really like the floater. The floater is like...
Seat 10 and 12 are the best seats on Red Train. Keep that in mind.
The back row is definitely my favorite.
Back row's good too.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like putting your hand
very
out.
intense.
So I have another question. There is a lot of thought on rides like the Vortex, the Beast, and the Racer. So these are the three rides probably in the park that have the most mixed opinions. So let's start off with Vortex. What do you think about Vortex?
For an Aero, it's my favorite Aero. It doesn't hurt you like Magnum does. You can avoid the pain on Aero loopers pretty easily, except for like stuff like Anaconda. It's kind of bad. But on Vortex, if you see a turn or some sort of transition, bug, you pretty much just brace. If you see any transition, just hold on. I don't even have to hold on anymore. I just plant my feet firmly on the car and I'm good. Don't need to worry about.
So what about Beast? Because I know people like Canada Coaster Fan hate the Beast.
Well, people who don't like Beast usually are the people that compare it to things like Voyage, like Taylor did.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep in mind, Beast almost won. They only lost by a few points. Beast is a classic coaster, made in the 70s. Voyage was made like maybe a little more than 10 years ago.
No, I
keep that in mind.
Okay.
But yeah, the trims, if you're going the right speed and you're in the right seat, trims won't bother you, you won't really notice. And if you're at night and you're wearing sunglasses, it's pitch black, and it's the best ride ever at night.
Nice.
My favorite.
So, this is a really stupid question, but I've heard a lot of enthusiasts say it was a good idea. I personally think it's a really bad idea. But, what do you think about RMC Beast?
Not really.
I
could see like a GCI like in like 20 or 30 years, but
like a retract?
Right now,
like
no.
Ghost Rider?
Yeah, like more like airtime hills and take out the trims, new trains.
Yeah, but
right now,
if they were to RMC something, it would have to be Rage.
Beast is a one-of-a-kind ride. Well, the Ultimate, but the Ultimate goes slow. Beast.
You've ridden the Ultimate?
No, but it does the same, they do the same thing, pretty much. Beast, the whole point is to fly low to the ground. Just flying. Doesn't matter. There's some turns. It's supposed to be straight. It's just supposed to be flying really fast, and it is. And that's what it does, and it does it really good.
Nice.
And it's fun.
So, what about Racer? The
Racer?
Airtime Machine.
It's out of the like 20 or 25 wooden coasters I've ridden. It's in my top 5 wooden coasters. It has really good airtime. Blue side is better, obviously. It's a bit rougher, but you get better airtime. Red, it usually has a trim on the turnaround, and it usually doesn't have as good airtime. But it's a bit smoother.
I'm not a big fan of Racer. I feel like it was kind of like Main Street, or just kind of.
What seat did you sit in?
What?
Seat did you sit in?
Back.
That's why. You want to sit towards the front for better airtime.
Nice. So yeah, I guess I could think of a couple other questions. What's your favorite amusement park like ever? Like total overall?
This one. I like it more than Cedar Point. Cedar Point doesn't have like a good mix of everything. I mean, Cedar Point looks nice and it has the rides, but I don't know. This park seems to have like a good layout. It's like a big circle, so it's easy to get around. Everything here is just pretty good, and the employees are really awesome.
Oh, I'm honestly a CP fanboy, but Kings Island is a really, really close second to, of course, Kings Island. Because this is actually, I told you, this is my first time here, so I'm not used to the overall atmosphere of the park.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Backlot behind you?
I like it more than Flight of Fear.
What?
I like it more than Flight of Fear.
No,
Flight of Fear is pretty unrideable. You can't. If you're like a bigger guy or even a tall person, you won't really fit in the ride. And if you do, it'll be painful. I can fit, but it really hurts. My right leg will like fall asleep and burns really bad.
Well,
So
I guess we could agree to disagree, I guess.
I like the Poltergeist clone a lot better because the cars are a lot bigger. And Mr. Freeze is the best Premier. We all know that.
Well, I've not ridden Mr. Freeze, but hey, it was a pleasure to meet you. Hey, I hope to see you again someday after we ride backlot. So yeah, after the ride on the backlot, see you guys later. Bye.